Martin Odegaard has finally realised I'm playing for a clown of a manager. Finally. And now he's exploring his options.
Vincent Kompany, big admirer of Martin Odegaard, apparently, sees him as someone that can be the chap who can do a job for him over in Germany. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get Musiala, but as an Arsenal fan, if you offered me that trade right now, I think I'd take it.
Would you like to see Martin Odegaard leave for Jamal Musiala? If you choose Odegaard instead of Jamal Musiala, then what I would really say to you Arsenal fans is that you're so biased, you can't really see the bigger picture, and clearly you don't watch enough football.
There are multiple reports suggesting that Odegaard is exploring his options this summer. When it gets to the end of the season, Mark, he's going to have 2 years left on his contract. Arsenal are reportedly open to offers to ensure they don't lose him for cheap later. There is a club that is very heavily linked. Apparently, the manager is a long-time admirer of Martin Odegaard's tactical intelligence. They see him as a long-term successor to one of their players they've got. Before I go into that, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. Mark, Odegaard, exploring his options. Arsenal have whacked an estimated 80 million price tag on him, apparently. What are your thoughts?
So let's look at his stats. Firstly, he's done, 25 appearances so far, 18 in the Premier League, 4 in the Champions League. He's only got 1 goal, 6 assists in over 1,000 minutes played. Granted, he's been injured, but I think that the main reason that this news has come out is because there's been quite a lot of reports, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that he's fell out with Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager. And it's due to dressing room management and tactical decisions. So basically, Martin Odegaard has finally realised I'm playing for a clown of a manager. Finally. And now he's exploring his options, which is totally understandable. He's still in his prime. He's got 2 years left on his contract, I believe. 80 million, it should be 80 million euros. Definitely not pounds for Martin Odegaard. I'm not too sure his output's that great, but as I said, he has been injured quite a lot, and it's a little bit difficult. It's like Cole Palmer. You're injured. You're not going to be performing at your best. Your output stats are not going to be the greatest, but maybe it's time for him to move on, especially if he's not agreeing with the manager and he's bored of Arsenal. I mean, especially if Arsenal do not win anything major this season, why wouldn't he go to Bayern Munich? Probably the best team or top 3 teams in the world right now. What do you think about what I just said?
So you reckon,
sense, right?
just so I'm clear, you reckon Odegaard, who's been there through the struggles at Arsenal over the last few years, finally when Arsenal are 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League with 14 games to go, top of the Champions League with a perfect record, you reckon now he's bored and wants to leave just when Arsenal are as close as they've ever been to winning something? Is that what you're saying?
Why are there so many reports, Neil, that he doesn't want to work with Mikel Arteta, he doesn't agree with his tactical decisions, and he wants to move elsewhere?
Well,
where is all this coming from? Where is the link to first?
We don't know if we can really read too much into these. What we do know, though, Mark, is you're right. Let's look at the output. In the Premier League, 4 goal involvements, 4 GA. 1 goal, Mark, 1 goal. Here's the thing with Odegaard. We can talk about whether he wants to leave or not. Let's talk about what Arsenal fans think. Let's talk about what I think, right? I'll give you a view of one Arsenal fan. My personal opinion is Odegaard, when Arsenal are dominant in the game, but they're not winning it, and we need to press on and get a goal, and let's say the game's 0-0, for example, but we've got control of the game, right? Martin Odegaard represents the start of a problem for me. And that problem is he takes an extra touch. He starts this side-to-side passing, and we fall into this rhythm, that you've seen, where we go. You've seen Arsenal go side-to-side, and that's where we get a lot of criticism for being boring. We get a lot of criticism for not being able to unlock low blocks, although I think overall we've done it better than everyone else because everyone's facing low blocks. But Odegaard is a problem in that. Now, let me throw something else at you, Mark. The last 3 games where Odegaard started, we haven't won a single one of them. 2 draws, 1 loss. And then the last 3 games that he hasn't started, we've won 3-1 at the San Siro, 3-2, and then 4-0 away. Now, granted, that's only last 6 games I've given you. 3 where Odegaard started, 3 where he hasn't. But there seems to be a huge stark difference. And the difference is exactly that. If Kai Havertz comes in or Eze comes in, Eze against when we were playing our last Champions League game against Sauerkraut or whatever their name is, he was playing between the lines. Odegaard takes an extra touch, goes sideways. Odegaard is doing the metronome thing, but we've already got Zubamendi doing that, Mark. He's already doing that role. Odegaard needs to be affecting the game further up. Now, when he comes on after we're winning the game, i.e. Leeds, wherever, that's fine. Tick the ball over, Mark. But the problem is when you're 0-0, you're in control of the game, you need to go and win the game. And he's the captain. So when he starts, he's setting the tone, Mark. That's a real problem. And the data suggests it, right? The last 6 games suggest when he does start versus when he doesn't, huge difference. Am I missing something?
So let me ask you a few questions, yeah? Let's say he decides to leave, whether it's this window or in the summer. Still don't replace him, right? Let's say you don't get a player like Keenan Yildiz or something who you majorly linked with. Do you think that Arsenal will miss him? Can Eze, can Havertz? By the way, I will remind you, Havertz is extremely injury prone, right? So we'll put him to the side right now until we can prove he can stay fit. But you've just got Eze. And when Yeri has gone to Marseille to play under, the Derby, do you think that your squad without him right now is going to be able to compete for the highest honours next season?
That is a great question, Mark. That's the question, isn't it? Are we going to be able to compete if we don't add to the squad? We've got Eze there. We've got Kai Havertz, who you just said is injury prone, and we've got Wanyeri, who's gone out on loan and may come back. A stronger, fitter player. Well, there's your 3
Who else have you got that can play there?
I wouldn't say anyone else. I wouldn't say anyone else. But here's the other. Yeah, go on. What are you going to say?
Wanyeri, okay, yeah. Let's say he decides not to come back to Arsenal for whatever reason. Yeah, because maybe he don't want to play under Arteta. Maybe Arteta doesn't trust him. He doesn't track back. He doesn't work as a team. Yeah, we've covered all of this. So with that said, is that enough, man? Because now it looks like you're extremely light as the 10, as the creator, if Odegaard goes.
If that is the case, Mark, we'll be light. You're light going into a new season as defending Premier League champions with just Eze and Kai Havertz, right, in a new season. Now, I say that tongue-in-cheek. The league isn't over. But we're in a good spot. Now, there are whispers, Mark. And I think you'd have to reinvest that Odegaard money if Odegaard leads. And guys, I know there's a lot of moving parts here, but there is a real strong possibility that these conversations could happen. You know, Odegaard hasn't been the same player since he come back from injury after his long injury last season. We haven't seen that Odegaard. He's flattered to deceive a little bit. And actually, is he the right answer? And if you can raise 80 million euros, can you reinvest that? Well, there are whispers, Mark, of one going one way, because Vincent Kompany, big admirer of Martin Odegaard, apparently, sees him as someone that can be the chap who can do a job for him over in Germany. Okay, rightly or wrongly. Now, these whispers are very faint, Mark. Very, very, very faint whispers of Jamal Musiala coming the other way. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to get Musiala, but as an Arsenal fan, if you offered me that trade right now, I think I'd take it. I think I would take it. We would need to strengthen.
Brother, shut up, Neil. It's not you thinking. You can't think. Sorry to interrupt, right? It's a guarantee that you would take Jamal Musiala, who's probably considered one of the best tens in the world,
take him
bro.
In a heartbeat, Mark. Is that what you want to hear?
Of course you would, bro. It's Jamal Musiala. Plays for Bayern Munich.
Yeah. No, look.
In the last internationals, bro, he was one of the best players. But what I would say to that is, would he really want to come down to Arsenal? I mean, if you secure the league this season, you're based in London, you're almost on top of the world because you've been top in the Premier League. You're almost on top of the world, excluding the Champions League, of course. Would he make the move to? Because he's the type of player who I think is so good that other teams, for example, like Real Madrid, will be looking to capture. Especially because Jude Bellingham at the moment is no longer considered untouchable. And we're going to be touching upon that in our next pod. But why would he go to Arsenal when he can go to, I don't know, why would he leave Bayern Munich? Why wouldn't he go to Real Madrid instead of Arsenal?
For the reasons you've just said. Oh, by the way, if Real Madrid come calling, you're going Real Madrid, biggest club in the world, right? That's a game changer. But if Real Madrid don't come calling, and Arsenal do come calling, and Arsenal go, here's Martin Odegaard plus 20 mil, send Musiala the other way. For the reasons you said, he'd be playing in London. He'd be playing for one of the biggest teams on the planet right now, one that's challenging for honours at the end of the season. Now, a lot of this will depend, right, if Arsenal can get over the line. Because if you don't get the Premier League or the Champions League over the line, then it's a different story. But say Arsenal do win the Premier League, it's an exciting new challenge. He'll be in London. I mean, and he'll be at a top team. Well, you know, whatever you think, he'll be at a top team. Guys, let us know what you think. Would you want to swap Odegaard for Musiala? Would you be happy with Odegaard leaving Arsenal? I mean, Arsenal fans are divided on this, Mark, because Odegaard does something really well without the ball. He leads that press better than anyone else. Can Kai Havertz do that?
He does.
We know Eze ain't going to do that. We know Ranieri, who's out on loan, wasn't doing that. Is Odegaard, it is off the ball work, is that actually Odegaard's biggest asset for Arsenal Football Club? Guys, let us know in the comments. And like I say, we will respond to every single one of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. Marky Mark, feel free to final thoughts and land the plane.
Final thoughts, firstly, yeah, it's not going to be 20 million, like Odegaard plus 20 million, right? It's going to be Odegaard plus at least 50, 60 million. That's what I really think. Because I think Jamal Musiala is a level above. If you get him, mate, that'll be friggin' fantastic. I would love to see more of him. I know that both, well, I speak for myself. I don't really watch too much of the Bundesliga, but I do see highlights and I've seen him and he's I think he's world class and he'll be a major upgrade. Exactly, guys. Let us know in the comments down below. Would you like to see Martin Odegaard leave for Jamal Musiala? Or if you're an Arsenal fan, do you want to keep Odegaard? And if you choose Odegaard instead of Jamal Musiala, then what I would really say to you, Arsenal fans, is that you're so biased. You can't really see the bigger picture, and it's clearly you don't watch enough football. Make sure you guys subscribe and make sure you hit this video right here. We'll see you a lot for the next piece of madness. Thanks for watching.